What up, peeps? Happy Halloween, aka Halloween. Welcome to 31 days of Stephen King, the final day. Let's check in with Mr.Bones and see what she pulls off the skull tonight.
Day 31 of 31 days of Stephen King is It.
She pulled out Stephen King's It, the dreadful Pennywise. This takes place in Derry, Maine. It's about It, which has Pennywise the dancing clown in it. It's not necessarily a clown, it's a it. It's deadlights. It's a monster, a creature that can take many forms. It takes form of your fears, what you fear most. And it's about the Losers Club, a group of kids that are friends, that are outcasts, different types of kids that no one else wants to hang out with, but they hang out with each other. You got Bill and Ben and Eddie Spaghetti. It starts off a new kid named Ben Hanscom at school being chased by these greasers ran by Henry Bowers. And they're chasing him, and he goes down to the barrens where the water is and finds, well, first he's hiding from them, and they Bill and Eddie say they haven't seen him, so they leave and he comes out from where he's hiding, and they talk and he helps them work on their dam they're building where they're playing, and so they become friends. And then the next day he takes Ben takes Beverly Marsh down there to meet Bill and Eddie and to hang out. And then Richie and Stan come down the river. Then you have 6 of them. Richie is a comedian, a goofball, and you got Eddie Spaghetti and Bill, who has a stutter, and Eddie has a bit of asthma, and Beverly Marsh, who has an abusive father. And then there's one other time where they're hanging out by an old tractor, and Mike Hanlon, who is a little black boy, comes running over the hill, being picked on by them, and they stop him and defend him and run off the bullies. And he's like, "Who are you guys?" And Beverly says, "We're kind of a losers club." And Bill says, "You want in?" He said, "Yeah, I do." And they say, "Well, we're the Lucky 7." And they take a picture of themselves together. The creature, which mainly takes form of a clown, it's his favorite form to take, takes form of whatever the kids are afraid of. The kids went to the movie theater and seen I Was a Teenage Werewolf, and Richie was a bit freaked out by that movie, so it comes after him in the basement of the school when he goes down to find the janitor and looks like a werewolf. And Eddie is a germ-phobic, and the gym teacher makes him take a shower, and it comes after him there and makes all the shower heads come out with scalding hot water, and then he comes out of the ground like Bugs Bunny or something and scares him. And it has killed other kids, like Bill's little brother Georgie, which happens at the beginning of the movie. These 7 kids start standing up to it, and once they're not afraid of him, they can defeat him, just like Freddy Krueger. If you don't believe in Freddy Krueger, you can defeat him. And it goes on the DVD. It's a flipper disc. The first part is they end up battling him at the end just by believing in themselves Eddie says, "This is battery acid, you slime," and sprays him with his inhaler. And Pennywise like, "Oh," and he jumps down the sewer. And then you gotta flip the disc over, and it goes to story of them as adults. At the end of the first side of the disc, they said, "Promise if he ever comes back, we'll all come back to Derry to fight him." And they agree. So the second disc is them all as adults. And Pennywise is resurfaced. Kids are missing again. You got Mike Hanlon there, who's the only one that stayed in Derry. He's seen a picture of Georgie. And, you know, they're adults, and it's a really old picture, a missing picture of Georgie. So he starts calling all the people, telling them he's back. And so they all return to face him once again. It's a really long movie, and if I kept talking, I'd ruin it. But it's a classic, one of mine and my wife's favorite movies, my favorite Stephen King adaptation, and one of my favorite movies. Her favorite is The Stand. We also watched the remake the other day, which was a bit disappointing. I didn't hate the movie. The only thing I really did like was Pennywise, but Bill Skarsgård could not top Tim Curry. We love this character of Pennywise, but the new one was alright. The new clown, I mean, but the rest of the movie, none of the kids had any charisma or personality. Weren't half as good as the kid actors in this movie. And they changed a lot of the story. Like, why in the hell is Pennywise in a house where they go to fight him, and they have to go find him in an old dilapidated house, and then they go down a well that's in the house. In the original, they find he lives down by the Barrens in the sewers, and they made the Beverly Marsh like a badass and more sexual. And in the original, she's just a quiet little girl, little shy girl. And they made her father, she had an abusive father in this one that was like bossy and demanding, and "I'll worry about you, Beverly, I'll worry a lot." He just aggravated her all the time. And in the remake, they made him kind of sexual, like touch on her and like perverted. You just get a perverted feel. And they changed a lot of the stuff in it. There's no werewolf. One of them has Eddie Spaghetti has a leper, which is like a diseased person chasing after him. And one of them has like a headless person. One of the freaky parts in this one is Ben Hanscom, his dad is dead, and he sees him down at the Barrens dressed in army clothes, and, "Hey Ben, how are you? You should come be with us down here. You'll float. You'll float, Ben." And there's nothing like that in the remake. They just changed way too much shit. But this is what we watched for day 31. Happy Halloween. Peace.